And hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're back inside of our survival world. Now today I had some ideas for what we might work on. I have two projects that I kind of want to start, and I don't think we'll finish either one today. This one I might get a decent chunk done. We'll see. But I want to start clearing out space next to the crafting table to get another block built. This time I want to go with a furnace, and I'm not sure exactly what the plan is for it. Obviously the front's going to be facing this way, and then I'm not sure for the side, like, do I want to mix cobblestone and stone? I know I'm going to need some smooth stone for kind of the bottom parts, because if we just come take a look at this crafting table over here, like, yeah, these bottom parts I'm probably going to try and use smooth stone. I'm going to want black concrete for this, probably gray concrete here. So a couple things to get started on from there. So that's one thing that I want to get started on. I don't think there's really any chance we finish it today. And then the other project I wanted to start out was I want to finally get a path built going probably from somewhere like over here, branching out over to this portal. I get that I'm just going to fly here anyway, but having a path over here just really makes it feel more like it's actually a part of everything going on. And then if I do that, then there's a chance that, you know, I might get inspired to start building more stuff out this direction. Now for the path, the main thing is I don't know if I want to do just something simple that's mostly just path blocks with, you know, a bit of probably wood or something mixed in, or if I want to go for a bit more complicated of a path design, maybe like where you mix like gravel and cobblestone path and grass to make it look a bit more like an out of the way beaten path rather than like a main road sort of feel. So between the two of those, I haven't fully decided yet, but the other thing I need to decide is where I'm going to branch it off from. Probably the village. I don't think I want to try to go around the village in any way, just because it's too far in both directions to really do that. So, you know, I'm not 100% certain which way I want to go, but I do know generally what I want to do with it. And yeah, that's the two stuff I've planned. I'm gonna go get started on one of those things. We'll see which one I feel more like doing here in a second, once I actually get started. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Okay, so I've gotten started on the path leading out of the village and stuff. I figured I'd connect it in here, which, speaking of that, I haven't actually put the stairs in yet, which are going to go here. Probably just connect it around to there. Yeah, just add that out for a block, and we can make this 4 wide just for the start so that it gives that, you know, match the stair feel. So then once you come up here, go around, it's kind of a side exit of the village. I didn't want to make it like a main gate or anything. It's just kind of a side way out. It starts out as a village path built in the same way, which I just got the stairs, so I haven't actually put them down yet. Here we go. And then it's going to start turning more and more into a kind of off the rail beaten path around here. I plan to turn it pretty much completely into an kind of off the beaten path trail. And then I do plan to add stairs leading up the hill, though. I do want stairs up there. I'm going to try and make them look not completely perfect while at the same time easy to walk up. And then kind of make it up here, leave the trail over here. You'll go up here flat again for a bit before it turns and heads up here, where then we're actually going to just cut this down a layer, possibly one more, just so that way it matches up with this, turn, or maybe I'll raise this up a layer, and then it'll continue down, follow along here, and go all the way to the portal. That's my plan for the moment. I also want to get the portal a bit more decoration, so I'm going to need to I'm going to try and, you know, get the path up to at least past the main stair portion right now, just so that I can have it done. I'm gonna try and finish it today. We'll see how much time I got, but I'm gonna at least try and finish it today. I'm gonna have so much more land I'm gonna need to light up, and then I got some dirt so I can start to cover up this random cave that just drops down. That's kind of annoying and in the way. I've always disliked how the terrain is kind of in this small area here, but I never really had any motivation to do anything to fix it. So I'm kind of, you know, facing the punishment for that. I didn't want to fix it, so now I'm going to have to go through and completely redo it now that I'm coming over here. I also want to stretch the jungle out to a bit further there, just that way everything matches up, along with lighting everything back here up. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to do. You know, it's a bigger project than I was thinking of initially. I was just like, oh, it's just a path, But no, there's a lot of other stuff I'm gonna do. I'm gonna want to probably do something with that little hill part there, and you know, overall a lot to do. And then one last thing I just wanted to mention real quick is, you know, this crafting table, it doesn't exactly match a crafting table perfectly, which makes sense. Not only did I not have the perfect blocks to do it with because I was lazy, but like, you know, the orange is a bit bright. But it's grown on me. Like, it still doesn't look like a crafting table, don't get me wrong, but I'm really liking it. I feel like it does add to the kind of surrounding appeal, which is also why I was willing to go for the furnace idea next to it. I just need to start getting terraforming. I don't know if I'll get anything more than some terraforming done on that today, since I'm planning on finishing the path. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop yabbering and actually go get stuff done. Okay, as I'm just doing some work on this, it's time for, you know, short story time, and by that I mean where I talk about what games I've been playing lately. Just gonna talk about it for a second. I figure why not. So, you know, obviously Minecraft. I gave Apex a try for the first time a couple days ago, and let me say that was an interesting experience. Interesting also doubles as the word painful. I mean, like, it's just so different compared to what I'm used to. Like, I'm used to just kind of being able to, for example, start shooting a bit in an FPS game and then just stop and, you know, everything be fine. You know, you've probably killed them. You shot for a couple seconds. That's, you know, about the length that it takes to get a kill. And yeah, just in Apex, you have to shoot so many bullets into someone. I did alright when we went into arenas, and by alright I mean I actually did pretty good for the one arenas match we did. But like for the actual main portion of the game, which is the battle royale stuff, like it reminds me why I've always kind of disliked this genre of game. It's not just because I have anything against it, it's because I'm bad at them. Like, I don't know, there's something about FPS games that just, or not FPS games, but battle royale games that I just can't handle. Like, I remember very early on in Fortnite's popularity, being a young, naive child, I was like, you know what, you know, I've always heard it's such a bad game, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm just gonna, you know, play it once or twice. We'll see how it goes, you know. And yeah, that was not fun. It was pretty painful, I'm not gonna lie. And granted, I was significantly worse at FPS games at the time than I am now. Like, I was a literal bot. That's how bad I was. But still, nonetheless, it's like, you know, that kind of gave me a bad start for, you know, any sort of battle royale game, and then, you know, just seems to get worse every time I play them. There's just something about the system that doesn't sit well with me. And then besides that, I've been playing XCOM 2, because that's, I don't know, Does anybody play XCOM 1? Is that like a legit thing? Because I've never heard of anybody playing XCOM 1. Anyway, that's just a side note. But yeah, like it really makes me realize how bad strategy games have been lately. Like, what's the last good strategy game that's been released? Like either RTS or turn-based strategy games. Like, they've just really fallen in terms of quality level as of late. Like the last, 10 years or so. Although I think, did XCOM come out 2015? Or was it before that? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I can't think of any good strategy games that I've played that has been released in any of the last couple years. Or just in general, any big strategy names that have been released lately. And like Blizzard for, when they were having really bad publicity, which they've never really recovered from. They did the, Warcraft 3 remake or whatever, and people hated that. So it's kind of like even the couple that I can think of that's been released have been bad. And I used to think that was just kind of an RTS thing. Cause oh, that didn't actually break. Because I was really big into games like Command & Conquer growing up. So then, obviously there hasn't really been any big name RTS games that have been dropped lately. So, I just kind of always presumed that it was an RTS thing where like just nobody's really making RTS games anymore. When they do attempt it, it's really bad. Like I remember the one Command & Conquer 4 game that was just atrociously bad. At least at the time I thought it was. I don't know what I'd think of it now. I definitely have a different taste for games than I used to. But I think that's kind of the case for all of us. Let's actually be up a block. Like, your taste for video games definitely changes as you grow. I feel like I placed just a bit too much gravel looking back. This section here. Oh, that didn't actually break. So, yeah. Like, I don't know if the Command & Conquer 4 game is really that bad or not, in hindsight. But at the time, I definitely thought it was. And that was, a few years back now. So it's... take it as you will. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt here, because it's definitely coming from, my personal opinion on this stuff. I'm not coming with any, like, legit argument besides just I really have disliked all of the strategy games that have been released in modern gaming. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Path's coming along nicely. Just got to finish up this. Putting some cobblestone in here, and then I just come back through with the dirt. I need more cobblestone. Also need to sleep. But first, cobblestone first. Sleep later. I should leave a bed up here by this stuff, because I tend to sort of need it a lot. Didn't exactly need to do it that way. Okay. What are you looking at for coal? There, we got enough. Okay, yeah, just mix a bit more cobblestone in, and we will be good for this path. Let me just get some stairs going there. I haven't gotten for whatever reason. Here's Spider coming for me. Probably just a bit more cobblestone. I was kind of going for a low percentage of path compared to gravel and cobblestone. So I'm hoping that I got a good mix in for what I was going for. Like, whenever I do stuff like this now, because of experience doing a bit of this with World Edit, I always think of it in terms of, like, you know, oh, 25% path, 35% this, you know. Like, that's more of how I think of it than just trying to mix it all well together in a way that it looks nice. Because when you're using World Edit, if, you know, there's a bit too little path or a bit too much path, you just go, you just change the percentages a tiny bit, and bam, you fixed it. My only complaint with how I did it is it didn't get kind of the overgrown feel that I was talking about initially. It does feel, it feels a bit more like the difference between just a well-maintained path and a slightly less well-maintained path, but not really overgrown. I was kind of hoping for a more overgrown feel. However, the advantage to this is it'll make having stuff built out along here feel less weird. So yeah, here's the path for this. Looking good. And then I'm gonna at least take the dirt I have and get some terraforming done on the furnace area, just so that I have it started out in a way that, you know, I'm not going to be able to just go, you know, maybe I'll be lazy and not do this. So I'm going to assume we'll take a 3-block gap and start building here. So 16 from here. Okay, I got the area dug out for it. I think I'm probably going to bring this landmass out at least one more. And then I might try and get a bit more just kind of going down. The only problem is I don't really want to bring this out any further because it'll mess with the river. So I might just let it stick with kind of the wall feel, which, you know, can work for something like this, especially since these are so blocky already. But I might try and level it out a bit. We'll see what it looks like after I actually, you know, have the furnace going and stuff. But I definitely need to bring this out at least one more block. So yeah, I'm probably going to get just a bit of off-camera work done before next episode. Just, you know, lighting stuff up, organizing inventory, just normal stuff I do anyway. I don't know why I'm even mentioning it. But yeah, I like the way the path looks. It's going to be better once this area is a bit more lit up. There's not a bunch of zombies walking around on my path. And now we have, you know, a bit more of a uniform way to the Nether portal. And we have more area for expansion, which I very much so like. You know, I'm going to pull the jungle out there, as I already mentioned, and then, you know, other stuff I'm going to want to get done, which very much so excites me, because one problem I've had with this area is I very much so felt like I've finally hit a point where I've successfully boxed myself in, which was the entire goal in the first place. It's not like it was a failure that I boxed myself in. That was what I was going for, is just kind of, you know, be able to be in an area and look around and see something that I've kind of done on every side of it, which I feel like I've accomplished pretty well. Obviously, when we're up here, you can see over that and stuff like that. But, like, you know, when you're right here, every direction you look, you got the spruce forest that I built. Granted, you got that small patch of spruce forest I didn't build, but it works well. You got the jungle that I put in. You got the anvil, crafting table, soon to be furnace. You got the base with all the stuff. You got the signs. And then on the inside, you have all the farms. You have the village, or, you know, etc. So, like, you know, very much so gives a feel of being surrounded on all sides by stuff I built, which I very much so like. Now it's just a matter of I need to find stuff to do that will continue, you know, to draw my interest in. Because this is one of my favorite series. Always has been, you know. Like, I've never really probably past, like, episode 10, you know. I'd already hit a point where I realized that this series wasn't exactly going to be great for views. And I've just kind of continued it as a passion project, you know, like something I really enjoy doing, enjoy working on. It gives me a great chance to just sit and actually talk to you guys instead of normal videos where it's a lot more, you know, focused down the line on, you know, whatever the video's about in particular. So yeah, I really like this series. I get that, you know, over 100 episodes of survival, that's excessive. I get that, but You know, it's always been one of my favorite series. I find that whenever, you know, I'm in a mood to make YouTube stuff, it's only a day or two off from me being in a mood to go work on my survival world. Like, I think just kind of that being in a mood to grind stuff out, like, you know, the survival aspect goes along with it. Really need to get these villagers spread out more. They're still going after the beds in there. Maybe I should have built the breeding chamber further off. Anyway, that's unimportant and stuff to think about in the future. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.